Okay. I am Charlotte Siems, an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and welcome to a team training call with me and...
Well, I'm Brenda Martin. I am the proud sponsor of Charlotte Siems. And we've been talking for a while that we really need to do something like this again. Summer was busy, and so we kind of put off a weekly training with our team, and then fall got busy, and now we're in the holidays and we're busy, and we're like, whatever, let's just do it. So we're going to try to do this weekly for you guys. So you can put that on your calendar for Thursday evenings at 8:30 Central Time. And we'll do Zooms as it works. Or if not, we'll do a conference call. Sometimes I may not be available, Charlotte may not be available, but we'll just do the best we can with it. Maybe we'll pop some of you guys on now and then to run the show too. So that's sort of what our plan is.
All right. Okay, and we're going to talk tonight. We have a couple of topics. This isn't going to be real long, but we're both going to contribute. And we wanted to start out by telling you a little bit about our stories, because not all of you may know us, because we get new people all the time, and we hope there are lots of new people on here. And as I said, I'm Charlotte Siems, and my husband and I have been married 35 years. He's a pastor, and we have 12 children. They are ages 10 to 33 now. And we have 6 grandchildren and another grandchild on the way that has not been announced yet. And I'm not, so that's pretty exciting. I have been in Plexus since January of 2014. So it's been almost 2 years that 2 years ago that I started the products. I ordered from Brenda secretly. I didn't want anyone to know, that I was taking Plexus, because I thought it was a scam. And so I ordered from a stranger because I didn't want anyone to say, oh, yay, Charlotte's taking Plexus. So I kept telling Brenda, I am not going to sell this stuff. But I did join because I just wanted to get my products. And then when I started talking about it, then I had a business. And even though I only have 4 children at home, I guess I still had 6 at home when I started Plexus. I just have my youngest 4 girls at home. But having a big family, I have 5 that are married now. We have grandchildren, and so we had 30 for Thanksgiving. So sure, life is definitely busy. We homeschool. We're in our 29th year of homeschooling. I have 2 boys in college locally, so I go to their events and all that. So definitely the Plexus business has been done the entire time with a very busy life. It is never, I don't think Brenda or I either have ever had a time when it's like, okay, now's the time to do Plexus. So we have done it in spite of and through life. And so we hope in these calls to help you understand how we've done that and have tips for you and all that through all that. So Brenda, you want to share your story?
Yeah, I'm just sitting here kind of in awe. I mean, I often am of you, but you just don't, you introduce yourself as someone that has grandchildren, and you just don't even look like it. I mean, that still always blows my mind. I feel like we're the same age, and then when you remind me that there is a difference, I kind of forget. So, I have 11 children, and I can identify with much of what Charlotte said in terms of being busy, just working Plexus into life, because you can't decide, oh, when this part of life is over, then I'll work my Plexus business more. I mean, you can. That's one way you can do it, but it's not really a way to success. It's not a way to really make it a business. And remember, for every time, the length of time that you take a pause, it's going to take double that or more time and effort to get back up to where you left off. So just something I'm throwing in there. Because I always veer off into training, even if I don't try to. Okay, because I learned the hard way, guys, and so I can tell you for real. I have, like I said, 11 children. 2. The youngest is 3, 4. And we have 8 boys and 3 girls. So they're all still at home. I don't see a lot of the older ones all day because they're out working in our shop with our home business. But they're here. They still help a lot with what they can, but in some ways, as you guys all know, with older children, there comes a whole different aspect of where they almost make more work. And there's just a different busyness that happens when you have older ones. And so we love our life. It's just been great. And you guys, Plexus has given me, and I know a lot of you can identify with this, the physical strength, the emotional strength to keep on and to do better even now than I was doing 10 years ago for my family. And then, of course, one big thing you're going to hear from Charlotte and I tonight is the rewards of working this business. I was exhausted 2 years ago, and most of that was due to the financial stress we were under. So at the same time that I got to experience the products helping my body, I got to experience the joy of helping others and the joy of earning and relieving my family of financial stress. So those joys helped my health as much as anything. So that's just kind of my little story in a nutshell. And we just wanted to, a lot of you have heard kind of who we are and what we're about. We wanted to remind you of that. For those who maybe haven't heard or maybe just need the inspiration, if you're feeling busy right now, to not use that as an excuse, but to work out what works for your family and, have a understanding with your husband and children, what will work for you and the time and effort you can put into it. But don't let that become an excuse, is I guess basically the main thing. If you feel God brought this to you, as Charlotte and I did, then find a way, because it is possible. Go ahead, Charlotte, with our next.
Absolutely. Okay. We're going to start out with, we just had our November to Remember. So our team added a lot of new people, and I hope that a lot of them are on the call tonight or the Zoom, whatever. And so we wanted to give a few basics for newbies. And it's also, never hurts for us to be reminded of the basics, because we get re-inspired and we realize something maybe we've fallen off on. And so it's good. We can never hear the basics too often, because that's all network marketing is doing a few basic things over and over and over. So I'm going to give you 3 tips, and then Brenda will give you 3. And the first one I have as a newbie is to learn as you earn. You do not have to know everything as you get started to make money with Plexus. In fact, I've had people message me and say, someone wants to order, what do I do? And so they went ahead and I told them how to help them. But they still made some money. I know when I started, I didn't know everything. I just did it. And I learned as I went. I would go look it up. We have these fabulous Facebook groups. I've even had people post something on my Facebook wall, and I run looking a search in a group, so I have an answer for those people. Or you can talk to your upline. It's really kind of a blocking thing to think, after I learn everything, then I'll start my Plexus business. That's actually fear and an excuse. And so just jump in with both feet. Number 2 is to focus on helping others, because that just gets it off of you. When you are so afraid about posting on Facebook and what will people think, that's because you're thinking totally about yourself. And we'd be surprised if we knew how little people actually do think of us, or if they do, 5 minutes later, they've forgotten. And so meanwhile, somebody is not finding out about Plexus, somebody is not feeling better, someone's not getting help with their finances because you didn't tell them about Plexus. So think about, who do you know? Who needs these products? That's the way to think about it, not I need to make money. Because if you come about it, if you start out with thinking, how am I going to make money? Then that comes across to people. So instead think, who can I help? And number 3 is to utilize your upline. Your sponsor that brought you into Plexus, if they don't know the answer, they'll check with somebody else. But use your upline for either a prospective customer or an ambassador. Do a 3-way call with them, give them, text them, message them, because you're not alone in this business. That's the cool thing, is you're not all by yourself. So, there's always help. So use that help. So Brenda, what's your basics for newbies?
Well, I just really like that you threw in the 3-way call, because that is something that I didn't utilize a lot in the beginning. I just didn't think about it or something. And now the people who have done that, that I have helped with, I have been able to see, it's like those people have a connection with us. They know it's more than, it's bigger than just a sponsor. And they also, it seems like they never really leave. Like, I don't know if I've ever done a 3-way call with someone who never stuck with us. Maybe they didn't grow the business a lot, but they just fell apart, and they have a belief that they just didn't have before the call. So I wanted to emphasize that, to not forget to do that. That's what we're here for. And we both talked about how busy we are, but that doesn't mean we're too busy for you guys. You really do come first, and as far as what we do in our business. You know, we're going to put our personally sponsored people and their needs first, helping them get started. So anyway, duplicate, guys. Duplicate what Charlotte told you, what we have taught you. Pass that on down to your teams. Okay, my 3 points. I guess my first one, that is just the absolute core of my belief with Plexus, is that we are different. When you join with Plexus, it's just different. If you've ever done other network marketing before, or if you've even ever run your own business, this is so different. My husband and I have been self-employed all our married life, pretty much, just the first few years we weren't. And this is just an opportunity that really doesn't feel like a business most of the time. It doesn't feel like you're in sales. It feels just like something that you would do all the time anyway, sharing with your friends something you love. And it also feels like something that you can do according to your own lifestyle and what works for you. So Plexus, though, is different in the way that we have needed products, okay? There's not really anybody out there that doesn't need these. There are some who think they don't, but they are basic needs that are met with these products. So easy to share in that way because everybody needs them. We're different in our compensation plan, the business setup. We are a debt-free company. I know the executives well now, and we are blessed to know their hearts. They always put us first. We ask them hard questions sometimes now. Delvin likes to throw just a question at them to see what they'll respond. And they never fail us. I mean, they'll joke sometimes, but they really do put us first. I mean, everything that they will consider in terms of a change to the company, something that we need to look at and adjust, their first thought is, how is that going to affect us working in the field, not how it's going to affect their business so much. So I want to stress that to you guys. And then, of course, our culture in Plexus is just so different. I didn't do network marketing before Plexus, but I've heard from other people that it's a lot of competition in other companies between teams. And with us, we don't do that. We want everyone to do well. I do local events here in our big city, one of the big cities in Wisconsin, Madison. And I very seldom have people on my own team there. I mean, I do, but not the majority of them. The majority is people just from all over because I want to support everyone in Plexus. And of course, our team, guys, I just want to brag on you guys for a little bit. If you have joined with this team, you have joined a team that is so drama-free, so focused on others, that I think that just eliminates a lot of problems, because our focus is just to get more people healthy and more people free financially. So we are different, and we're proud of it. My other point is, when you come in as a newbie and you aren't sure maybe what you want to do with this, you want to get your products for wholesale, and you kind of like the idea of getting them for free and maybe even a little extra to pay for groceries or mortgage, it's still good to have some kind of goal. Just make it as small or big as you want. Trust me, a ginormous goal is doable with Plexus, so you can set those too. But don't be afraid to set a little goal and tell your sponsor what that goal is, because it's doable to have 3 preferred customers on the triplex. That is enough to earn your own products paid for, like your own triplex. So set some little goal, just something to keep you motivated and that your sponsor can help you reach. You won't regret it, trust me. The last point I want to make, if you just come in, is I want you to have the vision of what this could be for you. Maybe you don't even know you're looking for a business. That's how a lot of us started. But just know that, our economy right now is very uncertain. There are just so many things in corporate America that just aren't right. And a lot of us don't really want to be a part of that. Or maybe some of us are struggling in our own home businesses. And I get all that. And so I want you guys to know that this is an opportunity. If you get the vision for what this could be, and if I could ask right now for a raise of hands for everyone on my team who is believing that has the vision and believes and is moving towards that this can be something amazing. I know we'd have a huge raise of hands. So go ahead and get that vision. Understand this can be huge. What helped me a lot to get on board with this was when my sponsor told me that there were people living in her community that were jewels that had reached the top 3 levels of the company who were making 20 and 30,000 and 40,000 a month. I'm going to be open about that because I think people need to know the possibility. And you can see on our Plexus income disclosure statement about what people can make per month. So there's the vision for you. Believe it. Okay, I probably yabbered too long on that. Go ahead, Charlotte.
Okay, next thing that we wanted to talk about was for you as an ambassador, when you have new customers and new ambassadors. Let's say you did sign some up in the last month or you're going to in December. And so I'm just going to give you 3 things that you can do to connect with them and to help them. I'm signing up somebody as I'm talking and I'm waiting for that email to come through. So if I keep looking at my phone, that's why. Okay. Number 1 is to send them a welcome email. Do send them your group files should have something. If you don't, you can go back and copy what you received when you joined. Have some attachments, but not a ton. For my team, I put a bunch of attachments together into a handbook, and I just attached that handbook because it's kind of overwhelming to get 15 attachments instead of 3. And then inside that handbook, there was stuff that used to be attachments. And so that's just kind of nice. And, you can put that together for your team if you don't have one. But do send your customer a welcome email pretty quick. Try to get it to them before they receive their products and introduce yourself. It's different for different people. If it's a friend or something, you can text them or call them. A lot of times I don't know who my customers are because I have a blog, and so I do send an email. Number 2 is to follow up with them. I like to follow up with them about in their 2nd or 3rd week of a new order and just check in with them. But when you write that email, do not make it really long because they'll get overwhelmed and they won't read it. They'll just, archive it. And also, don't start it out, well, if you're having any problems, let me know so we can troubleshoot, because they're immediately going to think, problems, I'm having problems. So instead say, what are you loving about it? Ask them that, because that's going to think, well, I got to tell her something that I love, but it's a completely different shift of their mind. And you're getting them to realize, wait a minute, I really do have more energy. You're making them think about, but that just lets them know that you weren't just, oh, good, I made a sale and now I'm just going to move on. They really appreciate it when you check in with them. I will also say that I probably have about 2/3 of my customers that I never hear from. After I follow up, I'll send them an email and they never write back. But I do continue, every month, every other month, whatever, to send them an email. Then in their 2nd month, the email that I send suggests considering becoming an ambassador, since they obviously love the products. And that's how I've gotten a lot of ambassadors, because I followed up and I cared for them. Same thing with a new ambassador, to stay in touch with them through Facebook messages. You want to get on a phone call. Brenda may talk about that. I don't know, but, and that moves into my 3rd point, and that was to do 3-way calls for either one. I have done 3-way calls with my team for them and a customer, troubleshooting for a customer, or a customer who was discouraged, or a customer who wasn't sure about their health issues, whatever. We don't diagnose, but we educate. And I've also done 3-way calls with my team, with someone that wants to join, or with their team, whatever. So utilize that. You can use this technology that we're using tonight, this Zoom, and it's free for up to, is it 40 minutes? I think it's free. And then you can also, for $9.95 a month, you have unlimited time. So that's really cheap. But if you can do little team calls, 3 ways. There's something about seeing each other. As we all look at each other's faces, it's really cool to see everybody. And so I really like using a Zoom for a 3-way with a customer or an ambassador, whoever. And so definitely that's part of taking care of people, is connecting with people, because people connect with people. And so that's what we want to do. Even across the miles, we do what we can with technology. So that's my 3 tips for working with new customers and ambassadors.
And those were great. I love those. And you mentioned across the miles. Most of my people that I personally sponsored do not live in my area. Even the ones who do are, a good hour's drive away. So I did all of my training over the phone or online. So that is my first tip, is to, within the first 2, 3, 4 days, get in touch with them and say, hey, I'd like to. Don't say, do you want to? Say, hey, we need to get in touch, set up a phone call. When's a good time for you? So I can go over your back office and help you know what you have available and what you bought for $34.95. And then, of course, when you are doing that, you get to throw in all these little tips, and I give them a vision of what this business could be for them. So that personal connection with them is so important. I mean, I'm guessing you have a personal connection because you sponsored them. But I mean that follow-up personal connection. Charlotte touched on follow-up too, and all I have to say is it's just huge. You really need to do that follow-up and have a plan. Charlotte is very organized with the way she does that, and I try to keep track in my planner or my phone. My phone reminder I use all the time because I'll forget to even look at my planner at the right time of the day when I should. So I have my phone beeping at me to remind me of things like that. So whatever it takes for you to show people that you care, like Charlotte said, that's what we need the message that they need to get. And for me, the other thing I like to see you do for your new person is to help them think about who they can tell. So if it means a list of people, if it means doing a little launch for them to gather their friends around, depending on the type of people they are. Some of my friends are like, yeah, sure, I'll have a party. And others are like, oh, I don't know about having people to my house. So whatever works for them. And then, of course, the focus of silver, showing them how easy and doable it is to get 3 customers, 3 ambassadors within their first month or 2. Just getting them thinking about others. That's really all that this is. It's just really that simple. Okay, so that was kind of our basic stuff with if you're new or if you brought on new people, because we had so many added to our team. I think Team Fire had close to 260 added, and most of that was just towards the end of the month. So we have a lot of new people that we want to take care of now. So we wanted to remind you of that, even though a lot of it was maybe old stuff. Go do it and do it well.
Okay, and then the last thing that we wanted to both talk about just for a minute is December. Now, you may start thinking in your mind, oh, it's Christmas time. Nobody wants to buy Plexus. They're going to be buying gifts, or nobody's going to join. And if you think that, that's what's going to happen. Was it Abraham Lincoln that said, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right? And that is so true, because what we think determines what we'll do. So if we start thinking, oh, everybody's busy, nobody's going to buy, that kind of thing, then that's what's going to happen, because our actions will match up to that. We won't talk to anybody. We'll think, oh no, and so that we're going to create that in our business. I beg to differ. People are just as sick and tired in December, if not more so, than they are the other 11 months of the year. There will be people who will want to buy it for themselves because they'll realize this is a gift to myself. There will be people who realize that their health is not an expense. It's an investment in their future. And there's going to be people who are already thinking, oh, January's coming, and if they want to start a business, all that kind of stuff. December is wide open. Not only that, but you're going to have a lot of other network marketing companies where all their people are going to be thinking, nobody's going to, do anything until January. So if we stay busy, then we're going to show that's going to show up in our business. And besides which, let's say you do talk to a lot of people this month and, you don't feel like it had that much results. Well, if you've been very friendly and helpful to people, not sales pushy, when January does come and they start thinking, I do need to do something, I need to get in shape, whatever, they're going to think of you because you already served them. And so it's actually a lovely cycle. Like Brenda said, if we take time off, it's going to take twice as long to get back into the swing. And so this month in December, be creative, have fun with it, and think of ways to stay consistent with your posting on Facebook, with your contacting new people. I have a lady that is joining right now on my phone who is in a dressing room, and she texted me. She's a customer who just joined, and she's already talking about Plexus very naturally, enough to where the sales girl wants to look at Plexus for her diabetic husband and herself. And so the customer texted me and said, do I give them your website? And I said, if you join, you can give them your website. So that's what she's doing. And I thought, okay, you go, girl, because she's doing it right. She found something she loves and she's sharing it. And that's what you need to keep doing during December. Don't write off December. It's going to be an awesome month. It's going to be fabulous. We still have free shipping till the 14th. So go for it.
Yeah, good reminder of that free shipping. And you guys, it is. This month is a wonderful opportunity. You're going to probably be running into people that you don't normally. You might be getting out and about more than you normally do. So look at that as an opportunity. Look at the busyness you have going as a chance to touch more lives. I was just thinking back to my first December. I went gold in November, and I went senior gold in December. Guys, it doesn't have to slow you down to be doing that. I had people who were excited, who I just brought on, who were excited to share with others, and it really snowballed from there. Also, there's so many, like Charlotte mentioned, being creative, and that just reminded me of so many creative holiday, Christmas type posts that people have worked Plexus into. I remember a picture I took, I think maybe it was Christmas Eve, by our Christmas tree, holding my little girl, my pink drink. It got so many comments. I got so many messages. I mean, it was just something about them that sounds kind of boring. It really wasn't that creative, but it was just kind of showing my pink spirit and my Christmas spirit mix. I guess, or something. It worked. So just think of ways that you can draw people in, something that will catch their eye as far as Facebook posts. The other thing Charlotte mentioned that triggered a thought for me I want to touch on is your mindset. You know, you can decide, I just want to take a break. I don't want to think about sharing Plexus during Christmas. Or you can decide, like we just said, it's a wonderful chance to do so. So just watch your thoughts carefully as you enter this month and where they're taking you, because they will take you. Trust me, they do guide your life. Okay, and then lastly, these products are perfect for sharing during holiday season. Who doesn't need more energy? Who doesn't need help with their cravings? And last but not least, who doesn't need to fight sickness? I just cringe when reading Facebook during the holidays and in January. All you hear is, oh, here we go with our holiday sickness. We had, Thanksgiving is over and we're running the vaporizers and eating chicken broth and all this. It's just like people expect it. It's the norm. And I'm sitting here going, oh, that's right. This is the time of year people get sick. We just don't experience it anymore because we have chosen to use this as a way to combat that. And you can share that. So just another example for you. And that's all I have, Charlotte.
Absolutely. In fact, I was telling my girls this morning that they're all going to get back on a real strict regimen of Plexus to get us through the winter without illness. I mean, it's a preventative. Is that worth? Think how many doctor visits people save. They think they can't afford it. They're saving copays and medications and all that stuff. So it's totally needed. So anyway, we hope you've enjoyed this. It's been really fun just to have the team together.
It has.
On the Zoom. So, but we are, like she said, we're going to make this a regular thing. And so we're looking forward to it. And we'll see you next week.
And we had almost 90 people on this call. So yay!
That's awesome. Okay. All right. Good night, everybody.